Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Papa Pixelit playing the Tier 9 Premium U.S. Cruiser Alaska. Uh, some, of course, would consider it a super cruiser. I kind of fall into that camp myself. It's, in my opinion, more of a Tier 9.5 ship. It does very well at Tier 9. I don't know a whole lot about this game other than that Papa amassed some awards and a significant amount of damage. Haven't watched it. This is the first time through for me, so we're going to be seeing it together here. Taking a look at the matchmaking, well, a significant amount of BB threat, of course, including even the Kansas. It may be slow and ungainly, but those guns hit hard. There's a CV in the game, that's always a threat. I don't see any of the new Dutch cruisers, so there's no threat of a repeat of what we saw on Flamu's short video the other day. If you didn't see that, or if you're unfamiliar with who Flamu is and you like this game and enjoy these videos, at the risk of having you never return to this channel again and spending all your time there, I will tell you it's spelled F-L-A-M-U, and you know me, I'm a decent player. He is a Super Unicum player, and he really makes a study of this game in a way that I think few others do. And if you haven't checked out his videos, but you enjoy stuff like this and are watching these to learn more about the game, he's one that I highly encourage you to check out. Obviously, that was just a gun test. Getting back to the matchmaking, Petro is always a threat. It's a very, very tough ship. Aegir, well, nowhere near as much of a threat as it was prior to its nerfing. And then you've got Venom and ZF6. Now Venom, pretty much regardless of the matchmaking, Venom is always a threat. It can spit out so many torpedoes so quickly. Sound looked like it might be opening up its profile there a little bit. Yeah, he is. He's turning out. Now this is HE, so probably won't do as much damage, but still. Now I'm guessing, since we're seeing Papa starting with the HE, that he may be waiting for sight of the Venom. The ZF6 plainly is in Bravo. He was able to secure that cap. And my guess is that Papa is playing very conservatively here and using HE in anticipation of running into the Venom. It would make sense, but there he is in Bravo. So it looks like they put both their DDs at Bravo. Well, let's pretend that it was a part of a coordinated plan, a tactical decision, rather than a "you're not the boss of me, this is a random" type of thing. But in any event, what that means is that the good guys are, well, you can see we've got some shots from Kur first. Papa's going to continue to turn out because those shells can hit pretty hard. And there's fire number one. What that means is that the good guys have secured Alpha. They are securing Charlie. The bad guys have Bravo. But in order to hold Bravo, they're going to put themselves in a situation where they're being crossfired. That's a tough start. ZF6, if you're not familiar with that, it's a ship I've been playing quite a bit. I've had a lot of really good games in it. But I feel like I can't buy a win. I think I've won about 1 out of 3. I get on, team after team of, well, just not very good players, I guess is really kind of all you could say. And that happens sometimes. That happened to me when I played Jean Bar. Again, I'm not a Super Unicum. Oh, and there's 2 more fires. I'm not a Super Unicum player or anything, but I'm decent, and I think my player rating in the ZF6 is somewhere around 2200, something like that. I mean, it's not, again, not Super Unicum, but pretty good. But, and I don't know if that's because ZF6 isn't really much of a carry ship, or I don't know. You know, the torpedoes have very short range, which kind of limits their use, but the ship itself is really fun. And I say all of that, say I'm pretty sure that's why Changmu had to vacate Bravo kind of in a hurry, because the ZF6, it has fast, short-range, well, 8-kilometer range torpedoes. But really, the ZF6 threat to another destroyer is generally going to be the guns, because it's like the French destroyers that it's kind of the original platform of. There's a story behind that. You can check the wiki or something to get all the details about that. That reload booster means it can put out a lot of shells for a short period of time, and it is really good at shredding destroyers, especially in a situation like this where you have a map where early on it's tough for your teammates to be in position to support you if you face off against one. So I think that's why Changmu made a run for it. You can see Changmu right now. I don't know if he ran into the island there or just what. You can just check him out on the minimap. I think he's probably contending with the Venom. Friendly Fletcher actually guns down the ZF6. Good for you, Fletcher. If we take a look at the scoreboard, that puts the good guys team up by roughly 100 points. They've got a 1-ship advantage, although the Bismarck is in rough shape. See how that turns out. That's fire number 6 for Papa. Now the bad guys have moved into Charlie. Papa's angled to handle whatever shells come his way. But we know that the last known position of the Venom was, what does it echo for? Could he be at Charlie? Well, I suppose it's possible, but it seems unlikely. More than likely, he's, yeah, out there. And he is. He's trying to protect his teammates from the Changmu. Now, the Changmu is it's a significant threat. Those deep water torpedoes are gnarly, but no. Venom takes out the friendly Changmu. Friendly Changmu lands the torpedoes on the Edinburgh, despite the Venom trying to get out there to spot. Now, why are those deep water torpedoes quote-unquote gnarly? Well, it's because one of the, yeah, I think that Bismarck's going down. That's fire number 7. I imagine Papa's probably going to try and vacate the premises here. By the time you see the deep water torpedoes, it's usually too late for you to do anything about it. Their concealment is just exceptional, and they hit really hard. And once you get up to the Changmu, you've got decent range. It's not great, but it's decent. The Tier 10 Yu Yang, you've got 13.5 kilometers, I think. Which is enough to be able to... Shikishima's got broadside shot on Papa here. Oof. Yeah, I mean, 4100, it's not nothing, but that could have been a lot worse. Might be a good idea to run kind of due south, but we'll see what happens here. Yoshino throws out torpedoes. Almost 108,000 damage. There's the Witherer. Really putting the HE to good use. I think it's going to be especially important now because everybody's going to be, on this flank at least, trying to avoid getting broadsided. Zhao lands an HE volley. Is that Petro? Not one shell landed. Well, Petro's sitting there broadside. Might be worth switching back to AP for that, but
the ship is on fire.
Trying to keep an eye on that Shikishima back there, see whether Yoshino's torpedoes get there. I don't think they have the range. There's fire number 9, and the damage counter just keeps climbing. Both teams now down 3 ships. Good guys still have a lead, but it's not much of one. They had a 2-cap-to-1 advantage, but they're about to lose that. They've got, basically both teams have a cap right now, but the bad guys just took Alpha and now have a 2-cap-to-1 lead. That's going to hurt. And Kurfürst is sunk. Now the Iowa finished him off, but I think those had to be Fletcher torpedoes. That really did all the heavy lifting. That gives the good guys a 1-ship advantage and a 80 or so point lead. Looks like the Shikishima decided that he did not want any part of what was going on down here. Resets the cap, that's great. Now, if you're watching this and you don't know what resetting the cap is, first, welcome to the game. Because that means you're probably a fairly new player. Iowa takes out the Zhao, and now it's a 9 ships to 7 advantage for the good guys. Resetting the cap means if there's a, let's say that your team has a cap, and then all your team kind of falls back away from it and nobody's in it, and then a bad guy gets in it, it'll start turning red because you've got a bad guy in the cap. As long as there's a bad guy in one of your caps that's the green color, Jean Bar goes down to Zhao's torps, evens things up a little. Score is much closer now. As long as there's a red ship in your green cap, your team's not getting the points that it would normally get. If you just, I mean, if nothing is sunk, you just watch the points. That's you can see a B in a green box up there toward the top of the screen. The score is just beneath that, and you see that it goes up by 3. It goes up by. That's what you're getting out of the caps. So as long as there's a bad guy in your cap, you're not getting those points. And if they sit in there long enough, they can flip it back to their color and get those points from that point forward. But if while they're in there you land a shell or a torpedo or a secondary hit or whatever on their ship, it will reset. And by that I mean you can see on the Alpha right now, there's a little bit of green on that square, just a little bit, and it keeps trying to climb up. But as the bad guys hit the Republic, which is what's in the Alpha cap right now, the green ship that's in there, as they hit it, it gets reset, and that green line will drop back down. So that's what I mean by resetting the cap, and that means it just takes that much longer for the opposing team to actually secure the cap, make it theirs, and begin getting those points. Most of you watching this are probably well aware of that. That 1-minute little diatribe about that was really just for people who are more brand new. Shikishima is pushing south now. He's pushing into a Conqueror. Now granted, the Conqueror is running south, but that's going to put him in position to get crossfire shots from our hero here. And Powah, if he doesn't get the kill, he will soon be free of it. Yeah, the Shikishima goes down. Benham takes out the Republic that was trying to contest A. But at this point, the good guys have a, well, you know, their ship advantage is really going to make the big difference here. Bad guys are down to 5 ships. Good guys still have 7. Now, Papa's pushing toward a couple of battleships, well, a battleship and a Petro. To be precise, that'd probably hurt. An HE shot from Alsace. Petro goes with the AP, and I'm sure that Petro player is trying to slow down to get off another AP volley into the side of Papa's Alaska here, but not able to get off a second volley, and Papa's able to go dark. And Papa opts not to repair the fire, at least so far. Most of that fire damage will be repairable, and he's got a CV on him now, so probably a really good idea to burns down the Alsace. And we're up over 150,000 damage. And going with H, I definitely would have been using AP here against a broadside Petro, but yeah, you can see he switches to it. He's going to get off another volley. He's going to have to move forward just a hair and try to angle. You can see he's taking big damage. Those Petro guns hit hard. Probably only the rear gun. Oh, all of them made it across. Yeah, AP at that range from the Alaska is devastating. And so now we're up just under 175,000 damage. And we're 16 seconds away from getting a heal. And the CV opts to try to go out there and stop the Fletcher at Charlie. Well, I think this one's all over but the shouting. The good guys have over a 400-point lead. They're about to have all 3 caps. If Benham pushes, yeah, there he is. Pushes in close enough, he's going to get radared. Back to the HE. Unable to land a shell that time. And here come the torpedoes. So this is one of the strengths of the Alaska, of course, is the radar, but not only does it have the radar, it's got hydro, so you can see the torpedoes coming from quite a ways out. CV is going to come in and drop from the side, and the Venom is turning to be able to get the torps off from the other side. These torpedoes are going to land, but this game's over. Great game, Papa. 175,000 damage. Slew of awards. I know that you ended up with, so there's going to be a few more shells landed here before this game's over, but since it's going to end here in just a sec, well, I guess it is. Thank you very much for joining me. See you next time.